Jake Paul will beat Mike Tyson. When it was first announced that Jake Paul might be fighting Mike Tyson, the world reacted with shock. A YouTuber versus one of the greatest boxing legends of all time.
Oh, you're mad at me for fighting Mike Tyson?
With a 30-year age gap, it sounded impossible. But here we are, it's now fight week, and I'm here to explain why I think Jake Paul could actually beat Mike Tyson. Let me make this clear. This is not an exhibition. No head guards, 8 2-minute rounds, 14-ounce gloves, knockouts are allowed, sanctioned as a professional bout. We have a fight on our hands.
Oh, but I'm gonna teach you how to box, Mike.
Jake might not have the same background as a traditional boxer, but after 5 consistent years in the sport, he's now more than just a YouTuber. I know what you're thinking, but Jake hasn't fought a real boxer or anyone his own age. Yeah, you're right. His cherry-picked opposition, such as MMA fighters who couldn't even box eggs. Regardless of his opponents, Jake has spent years working on his craft, and with every fight he has gotten better, he's gotten sharper, and he looks even more dangerous. He's fought fighters who may not be career boxers, but they are seasoned athletes. Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, Mike Perry. These are people who understand the discipline of combat sports and fight for a living. And Jake didn't just survive in these fights. He won decisively. Jake's work ethic is relentless. He's not just training for fitness, he's training like a professional boxer, and he has been for years. He's sparring pros, working on stamina, conditioning, and power. And you can see the progression in his novice skill set. What stands out to me is the age difference and activity of both fighters. Jake is younger, hungrier, active, and he has the power to beat the boxing legend. There's no doubt Mike Tyson is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Loved by many, he's one of the biggest names in the world. He was a force of nature in his prime, a man who could end fights with a single punch, who intimidated fighters before they even stepped into the ring. But this fighter is in the past. Yes, he looks strong and powerful in his exhibition against Roy Jones Jr., but this isn't an exhibition fight. We're talking a real fight. 8 2-minute rounds with a much younger, stronger, and hungrier opponent who's looking to knock him out.
So you're gonna knock Mike out?
It's already written.
Okay.
Credit to Mike though, he is looking incredible at 58, and he has shown in the last month that he's still got that dog in him and he's coming to win. For me, Jake Paul has some clear advantages going into this. He's 27 years old, and with that youth comes stamina. If Jake pushes the pace in this fight, this will really test Mike, who has spent most of his adult life abusing his body.
I haven't took drugs in 6 days. And for me, that's a miracle.
A good training camp isn't going to reverse decades of smoking and partying. Tyson might still have his power, but will he be able to keep up with a fresh 27-year-old for 8 rounds? My biggest concern is Mike's punch resistance. Can a 58-year-old Mike Tyson still take a punch? That is the biggest question going into this fight. If you look at his last ever professional fight against Kevin McBride 20 years ago, you'll see that this was still an issue. Then there's the question of power. As a boxing fan, I hate to say it, but Jake Paul has knockout power, and it's real. People doubted him. A well-placed shot could end the fight, especially if Tyson starts to fatigue, and I can't see the ref letting him take too much of a punishment.
I think Jake Paul because of youth.
Some boxing analysts have pointed out how Jake's footwork, defense, and timing have improved with each fight. He's strategic, he picks his shots, he's no longer fighting recklessly. He is improving, albeit being a novice. He's starting to fight like a true professional. If I was to put him right now, compared to other pros, I wouldn't even say he could win an English title, but against an aging Tyson, that skill could make all the difference. And let's not forget, Jake's been sparring with legitimate boxers, learning from experienced trainers.
I've trained over 14 world champions now, and Jake trains equally as hard. He's committed, so he stacks right up there with the best.
For Tyson, this is a last chance saloon in shocking the world. So many people still think Iron Mike Tyson as the man who knocks guys out in the first round and was feared by everybody. But that's not the case. That Iron Mike died 25 years ago. You will see on Saturday night a much slower, older, but still dangerous Mike Tyson who will be looking for the knockout early. If that knockout comes, then I will delete this video pretty fast and will pretend that I had him winning all along. Nah, I'm only joking, but on a serious note, if Mike can pull this off, it will be truly special. As a boxing fan, I'm cheering him on. At the end of the day, this fight is about legacy for both fighters. For Mike, it's the return to the ring to show he's still got it. For Jake, this is the ultimate test to solidify himself as a real boxer. Someone who didn't just dabble in the sport, but left a mark. Jake's motivation, youth, and preparation that I have seen personally makes him a real threat. So whilst myself and the world will be cheering on the legend Iron Mike, I do believe Jake Paul has a clear advantage: youth, conditioning, hunger and power. So who do you think wins? Let us know in the comments.